I did a part two to that Recovery 101, so I thought I'd share it with you. It starts out with friends, families, and addictions. The two largest factors for the development of substance abuse in children and teens in our home, family, school, and peers, as they occupy most of their time in the lar- as they occupy most of their time, they are the highest impact. Family. When a child grows up with problematic substance in the home, it becomes the norm, and they may not be able to break the cycle. If the abuse is if the abuse or other traumas in the child's life, they can then be turned into coping mechanisms. If the home is chaotic, they may turn to the substance to ease the chaos. Friends. If substances are widely available at school or through pop or friends, children and teens are more likely to experiment, since teens need to feel the need to fit in and be popular. If their friends are using, it's a good chance they are. Cultural impact on addictions. The main areas of culture that can have impulse impact on a child or a teenager engages in substance use isn't that and this ethnicity, education, privilege, influence of social groups, and religious community. How does addiction affect families? When someone in the family lives with substance or disuse of when someone in the family lives with a substance use disorder, the whole family usually develops ways to cope with the problem it causes. Often there is less communication. The family doesn't talk about it or show how they feel. They may keep this secret from other family and friends. Some family members talk take on some of the responsibilities the person with the substance use disorder has stopped doing, or may provide financial support to affected family member. While these ways to cope may help family work more smoothly and get along better, they may also be let the behavior continue. Unfortunately, family members may engage in a substance use or problematic behaviors themselves as ways of coping with the problems in their family. A person's addiction usually has a negative impact on the family, which can lead to conflict and fighting between family members. Family members can become stressed or anxious when dealing with persons which with the person, which can negatively affect their own health. Family members often feel lonely, frustrated, angry, ashamed, or guilty. That they also feel that the situation is hopeless. It's important for them to know that their problematic substance use or behavior use is not their fault. Finding out help Finding out help from a support group, counselor, or religious leader often helps them cope with what's going on in the family. Addictions and family roles. Children of people living with the substance use disorder, when you're growing up with it it's kind of norm. A parent makes it even more so, and then when you have a spouse, then it's still living with the substance using use disorder, so it's constantly in your life. Addictions and roles, family. There's the always the enabler, there's the hero, there's the scapegoat, there's the mascot, there's a lost child, and then the person with the substance use disorder. Supporting a loved one with substance use disorder. Learning about addictions, connecting with understanding peers, going to family therapy, manage expectations, stay in touch with personal joy, schedule private therapy sessions, and educate and advocate. Benefit of family support. It can lower the risk of relapse, the education because everybody's working on learning, the gift of hope, and the mending of hurt. How to be positive support. Do maintain your own balance and integrity. Don't expect results just by asking them to quit. Find a recovery program for your loved one. If possible, don't choose a limited 30-day program. Make recovery a long-term commitment. If humanly possible, stand by the person in your life. Put yourself in the situation where your boundaries are being violated or you are being abused. Insist on a path to recovery is the right answer for addiction. If not, seek advice from harm addiction professionals. Expect that the person will immediately stop engaging in substance use and take off for rehab when first approached. If you're going to stage an intervention, it must be done when from caring and a loving place and not done and must be done without and must not be done without support or trained professional. Assume that they're going to rehab means that everything has been resolved. Recovery is a lifelong process and relapse is a part of life. How to talk to somebody in recovery. Acknowledge the problem. Be honest with your anger. Use I statements. Example, I feel blank when you blank. Show your support through your own recovery. Be consistent in your words and actions. Show unconditional love. Difficult conversations asking for help. Review your friends and families. Taking time to evaluate the people in your life can be useful in deciding who may be a good support person. Think about all these people you have now. Think about your relationship with them. The people you think about the most positive support should be the ones you confide in the first. Although it doesn't seem to get easier all after talking about mental health and substance use disorders at first, choosing to talk to someone you feel comfortable with more will be a more positive interaction. This gives you at least one person to confide in and help you feel comfortable talking to others. What to say and how. Take your time thinking about what you're going to say. What information will you share right away? What will you save for when you are confident this person is a safe person? If you aren't sure what to say or what, do some research. If you are too nervous to start the conversation, start slow. Tell the person I have to talk to you about. Could we set aside some time this week to discuss? This could never be thought through text. A good way to start by talking to your about your emotions you have been feeling. Never text about some things that have been troubling you. Let the person know why you are telling them this information. Are you scared because you trust them? Finally, let them know that kind of support you need. Be specific when demanding with this. This will help them understand better support needs and will be listening to you. What to expect. It takes time. It may be difficult. The first response may not be what you expected. Find someone to help. Support comes in all shapes and sizes. Peer support may be helpful. Asking for support. If you have a partner, they're emotional. Parents, you have unconditional love. Friends with car, you have rides. Friends with same interests, you have an escape. Best friend, a shoulder to cry on. And then the last thing that it had was something for you to do yourself, and it's a category of who are your supporters, and it's who in one column, what you need in another column, and how they can support in a third column. I don't think this bugger's gonna pick this up. But, oh, look, there we go. So it's three different columns that you have to fill out for people that you can rely on and that you have ready to go for support so that you're constantly set up and you have your go-to set and ready to go. Those people that are, your 4 o'clock in the morning phone calls or whoever you need to have. It was good enough. Like, I mean, I didn't really learn much about, like, I mean, because it was about family and support. Well, I don't have family. I have absolutely no support. I have like any supporter, but or an any sponsor, but she's more of a friend than anything. I don't even really call her my any supporter because I don't need a sponsor right now. I'm fine. I'm a year and a half sober. So, but a lot of this, like, I don't have to, worry about talking to family or anything like this. I like just worry about, my tone of my voice with my dog. So, anyway, that's what that was all about. That's what I learned. So pass that on, and we'll see what other classes I have. We've been having problems with Zoom, so I missed 2 classes. So I was really pissed off about that because they were lunchtime lunch bites, and it's when somebody's having a conversation, you can't have like a, I don't know, a PowerPoint presentation when you're just like shooting off the hip or whatever the hell. So anyway, that's Recovery 101. So good for, I don't know, there'll be more to come. I'm getting into more bipolar stuff here right away. So, and hopefully with them, but I'm trying to keep them in there too. I'm reading right now that Recovery Russell Brand book right now too. So I'm trying to get through that. So I've got a few things on the go here so that we'll have some more information coming up here right away. So hugs, loves. Thank you for listening. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Love you, vegans. Good night.